What's going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel, or welcome if it's your first time here. Guys, in my opinion, we're closer to World War III and quite possibly a nuclear World War III than we've ever been at any point in history. It seems that no one is trying to de-escalate, no one is talking about peace. They keep trying to escalate. And when you have superpowers, the United States, China, and Russia, all talking about nuclear war, World War III, and no one is trying to de-escalate, no one is trying to talk peace, and they're trying to keep pushing and pushing and pushing until someone actually attacks, it's inevitable that it's going to eventually happen. A few days ago, old Joe, President Joe Biden, the super brain of the United States government here, made a surprise visit supposedly to Kyiv in Ukraine and pledged our unending support for Ukraine in the war with Russia. Unending financial and military support for Ukraine. Have to see it through no matter what, he says. We can't let Russia win. We've already sent, billions of dollars to Ukraine. Weapons, all kinds of advanced weapons systems, missile systems, anti-tank systems, long-range missile systems, and they still want to send more. Not trying to de-escalate whatsoever, trying to keep poking and keep escalating. And when the President of the United States goes to Ukraine and pledges our unending support, that is a serious escalation, in my opinion. That is a poke in the eye of Vladimir Putin. At the same time, you had China, the same time that old Joe was in Ukraine, China sent a high-ranking diplomat to Moscow to essentially do the same thing, to pledge China's support of Russia in the war with Ukraine. So everyone is choosing sides. They're getting ready. All these countries, United States, China, North Korea, Russia, they've all been talking about nuclear war, the possibility of nuclear war. And like I said, no one's trying to escalate. And in my opinion, eventually, in the very near future, I think, it's going to turn into World War III and most likely a nuclear World War III. And you might have heard that Russia suspended the only remaining nuclear arms treaty with the United States. Suspended. You don't do that unless you know war is coming and you know that war is going to be nuclear. And unfortunately, the United States isn't in a position to fight a war with Russia, and especially a war with Russia and China at the same time, and possibly North Korea. We're not prepared for that. We're not ready for that. We would lose that war. And they say we have NATO. Most of the NATO countries have relied on the United States for defense. So, in a conventional war, Russia and China, North Korea would win that war. However, I think most likely it would go nuclear. And the United States has gotten weaker since this war with Ukraine, since this war between Russia and Ukraine has been going on, because we've sent, a lot of our weapons and our weapon systems to Ukraine. I'm talking billions upon billions of dollars of weapon systems to Ukraine that we haven't made up. Those stockpiles that the United States military had has been shipped out and they're gone. And it takes time to restockpile these things, all these ammunition, weapon systems, rockets, launchers and things like that. It takes time to restockpile these and to get those inventories back up to where they were. And we're not ready for a war. However, we see Joe Biden going to Kyiv and pledging our unending support for Ukraine, which just keeps upping the ante. We're not ready. They know we're not ready, but they don't care. They want World War III. They want to get rid of Russia and Putin at all cost and replace him with their own puppet leader. That's what it boils down to. That's what the whole thing's been about. They want to get rid of Putin. They want to put in their own puppet leader in Russia, just like they did in Ukraine with Zelensky. It's obvious. And it's also obvious to anyone paying attention that World War III is just around the corner. And unfortunately, I think it's going to go nuclear. Most, or a lot of the prepper channels are talking about inflation. They're talking about the economy. They're talking about the price of milk and eggs and things like that. And that's all an issue. However, right now, I think the biggest threat we face is nuclear Armageddon. So, what can we do? Prepare the best we can, like we have been doing. Stockpile food, stockpile ammunition, stockpile clean drinking water, medications. If you can, like an ATV passing by, if you can, and you have a basement, if you have a root cellar, I want to try to convert that into a fallout shelter. A nuclear war between the United States, Russia, and China, or just the United States and Russia. It's going to be doomsday. It's going to be an end of the world as we know it situation. The planet will still be here, however, a lot of the people won't be. And one thing about it, all that radioactive dust that will go up will definitely accomplish what Bill Gates said he wanted, to block out the sun, global cooling that he wants. That would definitely accomplish that goal. It's kind of depressing. It's scary to know that we have a government that seems hell-bent on World War III. We have a so-called president that is completely mentally incompetent. Like I said, guys, right now we're closer to World War III than we've ever been. No one's trying to de-escalate, and I think it's just a matter of time, and a short amount of time at that. If the video was interesting, thought-provoking, get a big thumbs up, so I would appreciate it. Thanks for watching. I'll see you all in the next video, hopefully.